What's up, everybody? It's the Sports Chasers Podcast. Coming to you live and direct with your host and your moderator, Kevin L. Warren, along with his fellow co-hosts, Dorian the D.A. Albreton, James the Angry One Warren, Mike Mills, Daryl D-Dubbz Warren, and Dan K, the Hockey Dude. This is a real sports podcast for real fans. This is a sports podcast with no hot takes, no narratives, just real, unadulterated sports talk. Please be advised that there may be some colorful and explicit language. The Sports Chasers are the defenders of the fans. Now, here's your host and moderator, Kevin L. Warren!
Hey, good evening, everybody. What's up, everybody? It's another episode of the Sports Chasers Podcast. Hopefully, everybody's having a great week and a great Thursday, man. We're having a good time. And, hey, we got a special guest tonight. But before we meet our special guest, let's meet the crew. Well, there's only one of the crew. One of them stepped away. Dan, good afternoon. That's the hockey guy, hockey dude, excuse me. Dan, what's good? What's going on, brother? How are you today?
Doing great. Didn't know we were having a guest, so I would have dressed up a little bit more. But hey, it is what it is. But hey, lots of sports on tonight. We've got the Pirates game on, the Penguins game on, and wait for this Thursday night game to get on. So we're doing good.
As y'all can see, Dan is our Pittsburgh guy. Go ahead. So, Hey, our special guest, she graced us with her presence back in March. Her name is Deb Whitcas. She is with Deb. Has got a lot of things going on. I should say. She covers the Chargers, the Los Angeles Chargers. I always want to say San Diego, but I said
everybody does it.
The LA Chargers. She also, hold on. Let me just pull this up right here. I had it right there. The caption right there. There you go. For those, she has also her podcast. She has a couple podcasts. She has the Blonde Blitz. She has the Birds Report, and also PA All Day and the Steagles Show with Frank. She is Deb Whitcas, and she has a lot of things to say, a lot of things going on, football-wise and sports-wise, man. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Ms. Deb Whitcas again. Deb, what's going on? How are you tonight?
Good. How are you guys? I'm hanging in, ready for this game to start on Thursday Night Football. That's for sure.
Got you. So since the last time we met, and that was back in March, right before the draft. Like you said, things have changed for you. Tell us a couple of things that's going on before we dive into football. What's going on with you?
I mean, you covered it, but as far as just doing a lot of football, which is a super fun. Like you said, I'm covering the Chargers for the Los Angeles Football Network. Also, Blonde Blitz. I have a podcast with Nikki Gist, who she covers the Giants. So we kind of have some East Coast, West Coast thing going on there. Both blonde, it's because blondes, no ball. That's every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And then also I'm part of Sean Salisbury's new media company called Pro Sports Fans. And I'm a media caster for his company. And I'm paired up with Frank Nicotero, who you guys might know. He's a stand-up comedian, super funny guy.
Yes.
He used to do Street Smarts. One of my dear friends, and him and I do a Steelers-Eagles podcast, as well as I'll be doing 7 or 8 live feeds during Eagles games this season on that, and that's Pro Sports Fans app. And then when college, once the rankings start coming out, I'll be doing some college things. Hopefully, we'll be covering the College Natty this season. And then as far as reality TV. Doing a lot. I actually am senior supervising producer of iCrime with Elizabeth Vargas. So getting some true crime in there too with my sports.
Okay.
So we're doing 120 episodes. Elizabeth's amazing. It's a daily true crime show. It's a clip show, and then she also interviews. So she interviews some of the guests that happened that either I don't want to say the victims, but like if someone who's in the clips or she interviews experts. And so I've been really busy since March.
Yes, you have been incredibly busy. D-Dubbz, what's up, brother?
Hey,
Glad
what's going
you're
on? Yeah,
here. You
good
changed
to be
colors.
here. Yeah, the life of a green screen, man. I'm sorry, but trying to get this green screen, everything together. But everything's been good. Deb, good to see you.
Good to see
Good
you.
to
I
see you. Yes,
was
yes. You seem
excited to get your email when you guys reached out. I had such
yes,
a good time last time. So
Oh yeah, we had a great time. A couple of the guys could not be with us tonight, man, but the three of us, we're here. We're gonna hang out with you for a little bit. Hey, since you covered the Chargers, let's talk about the Chargers. Let's talk about the game that they had last week. What's going on with the Chargers? Even though they won last week, what's
they
going
did
on with
win
the
last
Chargers?
week,
Yes,
barely, but I mean
yes.
right.
they definitely have been a bit of a disappointment this season, and I don't know. I don't want to say I don't know who to blame. I know who to blame, but
I'm gonna get to it. Go ahead.
yep. I mean, we'll definitely talk about it. No, I mean, from what I saw in training camp to what's transpiring on the field, training camp, I mean, to be honest, Justin Herbert looked great in training camp, still looks great, on the field. As far as wide receiver, he's he's amazing. You know what I mean? Austin Eckler, I'm wondering. I'm like, I keep on looking at the injury reports and like, is he coming back? Is he coming back? I don't know about this week, but hopefully in the near future. I think Kellen Moore is doing a great job as the new offensive coordinator. I just think the defense is the issue.
Yeah. If you look at the week before, yes.
Yeah. I mean, and everybody is calling for Staley to be fired and let go. It's actually funny because Nikki and I on Blonde Blitz, we do a play 'em, sit 'em type situation for fantasy, and I was like, can we sit Brendan Staley? Like, you know what I mean? And then good point, Ryan, Mike Williams is out; he can't stay healthy.
Yeah, ACL, right?
Yeah, the
Yes.
Chargers are
Yeah.
just a little bit in trouble.
Snake
So,
bit a little bit every
yeah.
time. They can't get right.
Shout out to our basketball guy, NBA correspondent, Ryan D'Souza chiming in. Ryan always got something good to say. Appreciate that. So,
I was
Deb,
Keenan Allen
go ahead.
is. I mean, obviously Keenan Allen is doing amazing. So thank
Right.
God Keenan Allen is not injured. So always expect big things from him.
Got you. Where do you see the Chargers? I thought they was going to do bigger things. What do you think? Your prognosis, being that you're in the mix with them.
Before the season started, I would have said playoffs for sure. I think maybe they might make a wild card, but right now, I mean, with the strength of the league in general, I mean, look at San Fran, look at the Dolphins, Eagles 3-0. I mean, the Eagles have some things to definitely work on, but they're
I was
still
about to say.
so they're still winning games. With the Eagles, it's going to be. I think they're week 11 to 15 is where they're really going to get tested. Like that's where they play the Bills. That's where they play San Fran. So that's definitely going to be like they have to win these games in order to kind of I don't want to say make up for, but week 11 to week 14, 15 is really going to be the issue after their bye week. So, but yeah, I don't know. The Chargers is really hoping for some real fireworks, and we're just not seeing that.
Anybody else? I'm sorry. I just wanted to ask this thing. How being that you're right there in the mix, are the Chargers like the little brother compared to the Rams in LA, so to speak? Or do you know a difference?
I think it's not as bad as everybody says because I'm fans of both. I know people who do media for both. The Rams are the definite favorites, though. I mean, you see the Rams tailgating. Rams were here. Rams were there first
Correct.
before they moved to St. Louis. So they're an LA team. The Chargers, it's definitely gotten better over the years, but I think people are still sad that they should have never left San Diego. I don't know. I don't know if they're ever going to have a following like the Rams. So, but yeah, I mean, little brother would be the way to say it. I don't know. It's not as bad as everybody thinks it is, but it's not
Right.
good either. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
Gotcha. So like you said, you cover a couple of teams, so to speak. You know, you also talk about hometown with the Eagles. What's going on with the Eagles? They're 3-0, but I think it's a weird 3-0 to me.
It's a
Go
strange
ahead.
3-0. Yeah, and I mean, and I've said this probably times now that this just isn't the Super Bowl team that we had last year. And I think not that that's a bad thing, not necessarily good either, but
Right.
it's just different. New OC, no new DC, new players. Like everyone just needs time to gel. And I think a win is a win. Right now they're
100.
they went back to basics and they're doing the run game and that's what they need to win. And if that's what works, that's what works. Are they going to be able to sustain that throughout the season? We'll see. But yeah, I mean, I think the fans just have to realize that this isn't the same exact team that they saw in the Super Bowl and they saw last year. That again, not a bad thing because this team can do it too. And once they click, I think they're really going to click. And I hope they click before week 11.
Oh man, yeah, like I said, they're a sneaky 3-0. Let me ask you, what is some of your surprises here in the young NFL season? Who do you think some of the surprises, good or bad?
I mean, obviously DeAndre Swift, doing amazing. He broke a record that deshaun McCoy had had.
Shocked that Detroit got rid of him, but
I know, right?
Yeah, that was a steal for
sure, absolutely. Devontae Smith doing great. Expected that. AJ Brown, my favorite wide receiver, is great. And he made that kind of vocal. I feel like on the sidelines. It wasn't at that game, but everyone kind of saw it. And again, of course, everyone went back. And I don't know the full story of it, to be honest. I don't know, but AJ went back and was like, we weren't upset at each other. I wasn't confronting him. It was team stuff. You know what I mean? So who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Tua, hello. Some great moments with the Dolphins that just got 70 points last week.
Jesus.
I'm excited to see, what they've got in store for this season. I know that Tua was doing jiu-jitsu. I always mess that up.
He's doing jiu-jitsu. Yeah. I'm down here in South Florida, and so I'm surrounded by a bunch of Dolphin fans as a Giant fan. And yeah, he's doing some jiu-jitsu, so they're saying that he's on there so he can learn how to fall. And like I said, I hope he stays healthy because he was amazing. He was 8-1 last year when he was in.
Yep.
People forget that.
Yep. Yeah, no, so those concussions just, this just took him out and took him down. And you hate to see that. You know what I mean? You hate to see injuries bring players down and bring teams down. And that's the one thing I'm a little worried about with the Eagles as well, is there's a lot of injuries this season already, and we're only in week 4. So
ask the Jets.
Absolutely. That's even worse. And that brings me to that shocking play, or the fourth play. I believe
fourth place.
75 seconds he was on the field, something of that nature. And I'm not an Aaron Rodgers fan. I'll be the first to say it. But as a person, I don't know him, but as a person, as a quarterback, he's a great quarterback. So I was excited to see him play with the Jets. Thought it'd be super weird to see him in a Jets uniform, but to only get to see him in a Jets uniform for 70 seconds, that wasn't something that I was planning on, or anybody could guess in their wildest dreams what happened. So I think that's one of the biggest letdowns thus far of the season, and whether or not Zach Wilson can do it.
He can't, Deb. Stop. I'm gonna stop you right there. He can't do it. I seen enough.
Disagree with you,
before even when Namath even said anything. I said I've seen enough of him. I tried to give him a chance. I said, give the guy a chance. He'll get it together.
Yeah.
He doesn't have it. He just doesn't have it.
Who do you guys think that the Jets should go to?
D-Dubbz, go ahead.
My thoughts was either make a big trade or just go ahead and just tank the rest of the season. Because if you don't, I don't see nobody believing in him.
Really?
Yeah, I don't see nobody believing in the kid and Zach Wilson. So either they're going to have to make a notable trade and try to get somebody,
I agree.
or I mean, I don't see them. I don't
They
see.
have
I
way
mean,
too much
I
talent
thought they
on
was going to beat
their
the
team, though.
Patriots. I'm sorry.
They have way too much they have way too much talent. Like the Jets have way too much talent on their team right now to tank the season. Like I think
I get it, but I don't see them. I don't see them unless they get behind Simeon. I don't. Simeon's the best y'all could do. That was the best that they could do. I'm like,
yeah.
I don't
Tebow's
know.
still out there.
I'm sorry.
I said Tebow's still out there.
Dan, stop.
Tebow?
Dan, I'm going to stop you. Kevin, shut his mic off, Kevin.
This is all I'm going to say.
I
This is
like
all I'm going to say on this. But if you look at the Jets roster, they're almost similar to Baltimore when they won with Dilfer. You just need somebody in there that takes care of the ball, moves the offense, run, third down, 5-3, get your first downs, keep moving. You don't have to make the big plays. So, like, even my team, it wouldn't. I wouldn't know why they wouldn't explore the opportunity to either try to get Trubisky or Mason Rudolph, guys that have been in the league for 4 or 5 years that can actually manage the game and take care of the football. That's all they need because their defense is really good.
Exactly. Do you think Mason Rudolph could do it? I like Mason, by the way.
I think so. I don't think he really ever got a fair shake.
I agree with
in Pittsburgh, just because they were going with Ben until he decided, he got forced out basically, and then then they drafted Pickett, and then they brought in Trubisky, and it's like this dude's not that terrible.
Mason's he's still with the Steelers, yeah.
He's on a 1-year deal.
Okay.
He'll be down at the end of the year.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll say this about. Go ahead.
I was going to say Colt McCoy. I mean, there's always Wentz, Foles.
I heard
you don't want those fossils that are going to fall apart when you touch them.
I'm just saying.
I mean, Nick Foles probably wouldn't be bad, but like Wentz and Ryan. Yeah.
Oh, Deb. Are we about to shut Deb's mic off? Did she just say Kaepernick? Oh no. No, Deb. I'm not.
He just wrote a letter.
Yeah, that letter went right in the trash can.
We saw the letter.
Yes, that was on Blue's Clues.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Sorry.
We love it, Deb.
Yeah, I agree. I thought of Nick Foles. But you got this other factor. Yes, Aaron Rodgers, he got hurt. He's supposed to come back sometime next year. The money and all that stuff. Then you'll have 2 quarterbacks making a bunch of money. So the Jets have a quandary of that. But yeah, I think they could have did better than Trevor Siemian. That's no shade, Trevor Siemian, but it is what it is when it comes to him. And D-Dubbz just said it last week on the show, last Thursday, 2 Thursdays ago. He said, I'm going to give Zach the benefit of the doubt. And if it's not working, it's just definitely not working. And so you see a little, you see the turmoil on the side of the field. And you got Joe Willie, the famous Joe Willie Namath. He just went off. As an 80-year-old man usually does.
And he's still trying to kiss Susie. I take anything he has to say at this point. I don't take it to heart. He struggles.
No, but he's absolutely right. I don't, like I said, short of in order to salvage this season for them, if they definitely gonna have to get a win, and they're gonna have to find something because Zach just ain't it. So
Deb, as we circle around the NFL, your thoughts about New Orleans, Coach Sean Payton, the whole Russell Wilson thing? They're worse than they was last year.
I'm really gonna say that. Russell Wilson. I love that Sean Payton told him to get off of being Russell Wilson. That was my favorite thing that's come out of the season so far.
Yes.
God, they're bad.
That is no lie.
What happened? This is not the Russell Wilson that we saw as a Seahawk. So, I mean, I've almost forgotten about him, to be honest. Like, if he wasn't Russell Wilson, I would have forgotten about him.
Yeah.
That's what I want to say.
I think a lot of it is systems.
Yeah.
They were able to kind of hide his flaws in Seattle.
Well, I think we're seeing that. I think we saw that with Derek Carr with the Raiders, and now I don't think he's doing great now either. And same, I'm a little confused with the Raiders with Jimmy Garoppolo, because I think Jimmy Garoppolo is a better quarterback than what he's showing right now.
What he's showing, yeah, I agree.
I don't know what's going on, and we'll see. Of course, they're playing the Chargers this week, so I think the Chargers have it. But from 2 weeks ago, if you would have asked me, I would have been like, "Good game," But I think the Chargers have it from what I've seen, with the Raiders' performance. But I'm not happy about it. Like, I like the Raiders, and I like Devontae Adams, and I like Garoppolo a lot, and I just don't think he's showing what he's capable of. But it's about systems. Point taken. Yep. Like, it's about these quarterbacks fitting into systems, and
then when you got your wide receiver, has started to chatter. I think he's not happy. Devontae Adams, not happy.
Because also too, I mean, he went to the, he went to play with Carr, right? So that's why he
left and they immediately got rid of him.
Yeah, and then they got rid of him. Yeah. So, now he's I like Garoppolo, and I liked him in San Francisco. I thought he worked well. I thought he always stepped up to the plate, and I was sad when San Fran got rid of him, and now he came over to the Raiders, and I was excited to see that. But now, like I said, just don't think he's playing up to what he's capable of, and that could change. Hopefully, it does.
Go ahead, Dan.
No, I was gonna say, like, with the Raiders, I want to say it was like a podcast, but it was like players, and they were talking to somebody that played under McDaniel when he went to, I think, Denver. And I want to say they were like 6-1 in their first 7 games or whatever that he was coach. And then they got caught filming the other team's practice.
Oh.
And like from that point on, he's like 1 in like 25 or something.
Wow.
Like we all love to hate, New England. At least I do. But it all, you have your Shanahan tree, you have your Belichick tree. And if you notice that Belichick's kind of guys, Vrabel did okay in Tennessee, but for the most part, the guys that go somewhere else really don't amount to anything and end up getting let go in the first couple years.
And they come back home.
That's true.
And they go back,
come back to daddy.
Daddy. But it was just like that kind of hit me when I was watching it the other night. I was like, oh shit, yeah, they did start out of the gate really good, and then all of a sudden, and like I didn't know at the time, or even when I was watching it, that that had happened, and then after that he fell off a cliff. Like they just, every team he's coached since, or even the rest of the year, and then now with the Raiders. So I don't necessarily fault the Raiders, the players themselves. I think it's more the coaching and who's leading them. Because, you look at Tomlin, he could get those guys to run through a brick wall. They just love the guy. And he's motivating, where I don't know about McDaniel. It just seems like everywhere he goes, it's a mess.
And you got to be able to motivate these guys that's making these type of salaries, man. That's part of it. It's not so much of coaching. They know what to do, but the motivation factor to get these guys to run through that brick wall, like you said, Dan. So it's a lot. And it's a lot.
I thought Garoppolo played an excellent game Sunday night.
I would agree. Yeah.
I mean, he the interceptions, yes, but he was hitting the open guys. It just, I don't know. It's just something about their scheme that what they're trying to do offensively doesn't match what he does well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sound like Justin
Hopefully
Fields,
it clicks.
Oh
Yeah.
no, that's
Justin
oh big man.
Fields.
I'm sorry.
Don't make
I'm
me
sorry, Deb.
cry.
I'm sorry.
No, that poor kid. He's a really good player and a really good
He's
quarterback.
so good. Ugh,
And they
love to-
look at this. Lovie Smith, what? He had a winning record, took them to the playoffs. I think they had a Super Bowl appearance. I think
05,
I think Nagy is the only one that has a winning record after him. And none of them, I think, made the playoffs since. They're just, like the owner. From what I understand, the ownership is really good, but like the GM and the way they're doing things is just not working.
Well, and they have DJ Moore too, who I love. Like I love DJ. I've met him. I've hung out with him. I don't get it. He's such a good wide receiver. But poor Justin. I want him out of there. When he got drafted, I was like, no. I mean, it's been a couple years, but he's still there. And I mean, his numbers, he put up really great numbers last year, broke some records, and this year is just not happening at all.
Yeah. A lot of people had him picked as an MVP candidate this year. And I saw an interesting trade for him going to the Jets for Wilson and I think a 24 second round and a 25 second round or something like that. If he went to the Jets, that's what we're talking about. Somebody stable, they can take care of the ball. I mean, the Chicago's just a mess on both sides of the ball.
I think anytime, and I heard this last week, Dan Patrick, they was talking about it, and it makes sense. When you think of the Bears, the Chicago Bears, you think of 1985, right? When they went to the Super Bowl and dominated, the Super Bowl shuffle and all that.
Bowl shuffle.
And too much 2006 and Brian and Brian Urlacher. That's it.
Yeah.
And Monsters of the Midway. And I don't remember those days of because I wasn't here. But that's when you think of the Chicago Bears. Then all of the other stuff in the middle.
That was Peanut Tillman, right?
Say that again? I'm sorry.
That was Peanut Tillman, right? Peanut of
yes.
Midway. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Great. He's great.
Well, even when the Bears were bad, they'd still knock the snot out of you on defense. And they just don't have that.
No, they don't. Deb, let me just go around about. Let me go to college football for a few seconds. What do you think about the Deion Sanders effect? What do you think about that?
I mean, I think it's great. They lost. They had their butts handed to them the last game, and I think they will this week as well. But I love that he won. You know what I mean? It was a big deal, and I love him as a coach, and I love him as a person, and I follow his motivational quotes on Facebook every morning. I think he's an amazing person. So.
Yeah, they got killed last week, and
legit did. In Oregon, they were showing Oregon fans like leaving the game at like halftime.
Yes,
I mean, what, 47 to something, like it was nuts. But
yeah, I suspect the same is going to happen this week with USC. Yeah,
and that game is back in Boulder, right? I believe. Yes,
it's in Boulder this weekend. I believe it's a 12:00 game, if I'm not mistaken.
Good day.
12:30.
Deb, before we get out of here, like I said, I know I'm skipping around. The Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies have made postseason play.
It's funny because I'm actually in Philly right now.
Okay.
I just flew in a couple days ago. I made sure to bring my Phillies jersey with me and my Eagles jersey just in case I'm only here a couple days, in case just a ticket opens up. Just so happens. But I'm very excited that they just clinched. I'm excited to see them on the road to the World Series yet again.
What you think about that? What's your thoughts as far as maybe going far in the postseason like they did last year? What do you think?
I mean, they're obviously capable of doing it. They've gotten this far. Last year, I feel like people didn't think they'd make it all the way, and they did. I know some people are saying that this year as well, but I mean, Philly's got a lot of heart. You know what I mean? And that's usually what drives them. And around this time as the postseason approaches, this is when they get hot and they're there. I did see a game. I was at the game in San Diego, the Padres Phillies, like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Beautiful stadium.
Oh my God, I
Beautiful
love it.
state.
I love Petco Park. It's my
Petco
favorite.
Park is beautiful.
It's so pretty. It's right in the middle of San Diego too, right? The water
Yes.
surrounding it, like it's gorgeous. And Phillies won that game, and it was cool, and it was good to see that. It's the only actual baseball game I've been to this summer, which is crazy for me because I usually go to at least 4 or 5, but I've been really busy with iCrime and also prepping football stuff. So yeah, but I mean, we'll see how far they go. I'm excited that they're in, and I'm excited to see, another season, and I'm excited to see them hopefully in the World Series. So yeah.
Got you. I can't say that for my Yankees who have,
I'm sorry. Sorry. No.
Don't be sorry. We
Sorry,
all
not
love it
sorry.
when that happens. We all love it when it happens.
of course you
I
do.
love that we
You
can all
steal
be
it.
friends and still trash talk each other, right?
Oh,
Oh,
100%.
yeah,
100%. Yeah, you got the Yankees and you got the Giants, yeah, the Giants.
Oh,
Jesus.
we're gonna go there now.
No,
guys won
actually,
the one game.
I'm sorry.
I said you won the one game. The first game was really tough. That was
Yeah.
but
So
That's an understatement. Tough.
they-
That was
Yeah, I know.
awful.
I'm just trying to be nice here.
Don't
No,
spare
Deb,
us,
you're a friend
please.
of the show, so you can
yeah.
just go let us have it. We
Yeah,
sucked.
yeah. We're a objective show over here. We
Yes.
tell it
Poor
the
Nikki,
way it is.
I watched Nikki get bombarded for like a week. She can take
Yeah.
it though. She definitely came right back. And
Yeah,
people
I mean,
said,
you had no choice but to take it because
Yeah.
it was an awful performance.
it was hard.
And what did she think about the whole Daniel Jones? I mean, he got the money, but they took a little bit back, and what is it with them and and the Giants?
I don't. She's the one who covers him, so I'm not sure.
Oh, so-
We're gonna have to get Nikki on here.
Yeah.
You can get us both on next time.
We're gonna get an invite to Nikki. Come on, talk about the Giants. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say shit. Yeah, no, I mean, it just. I don't think the Giants are as bad as they looked in that first game. That's what I'll say.
No, I don't think they was that bad, but they got some stuff. I thought they fixed the offensive line.
Yeah.
I thought those things, but you got to give Dallas some credit too. Their defense is amazing. Michael Parsons is crazy.
Yeah. I'm upset that Diggs is hurt as well. I thought.
Yes.
And for the first time in I don't think. I mean, Dak's not looking that bad either. Like I think Dallas as a whole is going to be a bit of a force, which I never say.
Right.
I don't think none of us do.
Yeah.
But being an Eagles fan, you just don't. But I'm also kind of Switzerland because of the sports reporting thing. So.
No, that's good. Before you get out of here, Deb, tell the folks where you can be found at on social media.
Sure. I can be found at Sport Report Deb on Twitter, IG, TikTok. Then also, like I said, you guys can tune in to the Blonde Blitz every Wednesday night. It's on TSS Fantasy, the Fantasy Sports Corporation. And that's 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And then also, I'm a media caster, like I said, on the Pro Sports Fans app. And that's, you can get that. It's an app. So you Google whatever, Apple. Sorry, my dog's like going crazy. So yeah. And then what I'm doing, like I said, I'm covering like 7 or 8 Eagles games. And then I also have a weekly podcast with Frank and Deb on that app. So that's everywhere you can find me.
So you make sure you check out our friend Deb Whitcas. As she said, all those things will be on this episode down in the episode box where you can click on it. Make sure you check it out. Give it those like, click, and subscribe. Holler at them. I'm going to definitely holler at you and Nikki on the Blitz about the Giants too. And be like, hey, what's going on? I'll tell you the short story. I got tickets to go to the game against the Dolphins. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know if you should go.
I don't know. You already gave up 40 points. Dolphins. What
That
they
might be like
want
an
to do?
NBA
Double up? 80? Yeah.
It might have been worse than San Fran.
Jesus.
You give up a triple double to 2.
Yeah.
Come here.
See, even the dog knows. Even the dog knows.
Deb, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence again. I appreciate you hanging out with us. We got to do this again. Before the football season is over. Absolutely. And again, Appreciate you again. Thank you so much, man. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, she's Deb Whitcas, man. Y'all, thank you so much, Deb. I don't have my applause, man, but we are applauding you right now. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Have a great night, guys.
You too.
You
Now.
too. Take care.
Get to some Thursday night football.
There you go.
Bye.
Take care. Man, she's Deb Whitcas, man. She has a lot of information. She has a lot of things going on with her sports media stuff, man. I'm thankful that she was able to come by and come through to us and check us out, man. So
good people. Yes.
Yeah, good people, man. Appreciate that, man. We're gonna absolutely reach out to Nikki, man, so we can talk about the Giants. So we'll go from there, man. But thank you for all those that's watching. I forgot to say it through sometimes I forget. I don't have my notes with me. Make sure you like, click, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you give us on the podcast side, if you're listening to the sound of my voice, make sure you give us that 5-star review, give us a comments. As D-Dubbz always say, love us, like us, or hate us. Hey, holla back at us, man. So we'll do that. So we talked a little baseball. We're going to move on. We talked a little baseball. We're going to do power rankings. The power rankings are here, and baseball is about to be over. Let me give it to you from CBS Sports. The Braves, they number one. They're 102 games they won already. The Dodgers, 98-60. Orioles, 99-59. Rays, 97-62. Brewers, 90-69. Blue Jays, 87-71. The aforementioned Philadelphia Phillies, they're 89-69. The Texas Rangers, 89-69. The Astros, 87-72. Mariners, 85-73. Twins, who clinched the AFC, the American League Central the other day, they're 85-74 as of Wednesday. Diamondbacks are 84-75. The Chicago Cubs, 82-76, and the Miami Marlins are 82-76. And if you look at the playoff picture here, who's clinched? The Braves have clinched the National League East. They have home field advantage throughout the whole National League Series. The Dodgers clinched the West. Twins clinched the Central. O's have clinched a playoff spot. Them and the Rays are tied virtually for first. Rays have clinched the playoff spot. Brewers have clinched the National League Central. The Phillies have clinched a wild card. The Orioles' magic number to clinch is American League East, is 1. The Rangers' magic number to clinch a playoff berth is 1. And the Rangers' magic number to clinch the AL West is 2. The Diamondbacks' magic number to clinch the playoff berth is 2. The Blue Jays' magic number to clinch a playoff berth is 3. And we went over some of the tiebreakers last week. We won't indulge with that. Dan, what's your thoughts? I know your team has failed out of playoff contention back in probably August. Your thoughts on anything? But before I get into this, I heard, and I won't give them the credit. I won't say it. Certain sports reporter got on. He said today, yesterday, talking about how baseball, and we talked about this last week a little bit, how baseball they don't have a lot of the major media markets going on this season. But my thing is, if you love baseball, you like baseball, man, you'll watch it. But as we said last week, baseball has shot itself in the foot countless times with their marketing, with some of the other stuff that's going on with baseball. I mean, the pitch clock, it's sped things up. That's great. But there's some other things that baseball has probably could, improve on. And I'll give it to Dan. What's your thoughts on the playoff picture and what I just said?
Well, I mean, we're getting to this time of the year where, some of the teams are set, some of them are, undecided. I mean, the question is, I think I saw where Atlanta, one of the starting pitchers just got put on the injured reserve or whatever. But, they're really the team to beat. I mean, Acuna is so damn good.
Yeah, bro.
But, and here's the thing, too. You're talking about, ratings and this, that, and the other. Well, as a sports fan, not necessarily a baseball fan, but in all, football, college football, baseball, hockey, it's always good to see a different team get in there that's not necessarily, a perennial playoff team. and it's good for their fan bases. You know, like I burnt, the wildfires through New York, earlier this podcast, where, you got 349 million and 326 million between both New York teams. And guess who's sitting at home?
Both of them.
Exactly. So, like the Orioles, a couple of years ago, they weren't that good, but they were on the verge of getting good. So it's good to see the teams, draft and develop young players. Because I think Atlanta, the way they're structured with contracts and what, they're going to probably be good for the next 3 to 5 years.
100%.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, is it the old Braves of old, or are they going to, get through the first round? Because I think that's the biggest hurdle is mentally. Once they can get to the next round of the playoffs, they'll be good. But as far as the major markets aren't in it, it doesn't matter because a lot of these teams have faithful fans that have been waiting for this time to get in the playoffs, and you're going to see some crazy ass stadiums, that they play at for the first time.
Yeah. I remember when the Pirates a couple years ago when they made the wild card, that place was bedlam.
It was absolute bonkers,
and it was great to see.
Yeah, it was like 42 or 45,000 just people dressed up as pirates. It was like the Pirates of the Caribbean in Pittsburgh, PNC Park. It was crazy.
Oh man, good to see. D-Dubb, your thoughts, baseball, before we move on.
Hey man, yeah, I'm just proud of the Baltimore Orioles and the Texas Rangers are 1-2, and the 1-2 of the AL. So it's good. It's a different different vibe, different to see different teams in there doing the thing and playing well. But you got that other monster in National League East, man, and Atlanta's been good all year long. I don't think, none of those teams. I think we're going to see Atlanta and LA, the 1 and 2 out that way. And Houston, the jumping back over to the American League East, Houston's always is I know the Twins is the number 3 team, but Houston's a tough team. So, I really don't believe in the Twins. And then, you got Tampa Bay and the Blue Jays. That should be a good series. So, I'm looking forward.
Why you don't believe in the Twins, man?
Bro, man, the Twins has been in the...
Nah, you're right.
the Yankees beat up on them, and I don't suspect that things is going to change. It's just going to be Houston beating up on the Twins. And,
Hey, Kirby Puckett retired, man.
Hey, I was about to say, this is not your Kirby Puckett Twins. So.
Yeah, you're right. I know, but I don't believe. And let me say, I say it like this: beat them, and shut me up and make me believe. So.
You don't believe?
I don't believe. It's not my job to believe. I'm sitting over here critiquing. That's what we do over here. So you make me believe. That's how this works. But I'm shout out, man. I'm looking forward to the postseason, man. 2023 postseason. Here we go. And that's when this is when baseball is really good to me. When postseason play, games is tight. Just everything just a little bit tighter.
Right. Gotcha, man. Yeah, like you said, it's a lot to get into as far as baseball. Baseball fans, hey, check out baseball. And like Dan said, yeah, it's good to see a lot of teams to get in there that haven't been. I'm a little disappointed. I kind of adopted the Cincinnati Reds that they're going to fall a little short.
Yeah,
but they're primed. They're primed to be there.
They're getting
for the next couple of years, man. They get a couple of arms. I think they had a couple of injuries, but Major League Baseball, you need to do a better job of marketing my main man on there.
Mm-hmm.
For real.
And shout outs to Arizona Diamondbacks, man.
Yeah, Arizona, they're gonna make it. Yes, they got some good young talent on there.
Yeah.
But Major League Baseball, you got to do a better job, like how the NBA And in NFL, hey, you gotta market these players. I don't see nothing. I mean, I don't know as you. Maybe I don't know. I don't see.
I haven't seen.
No, you're right.
Yeah, I haven't seen jack shit about the playoffs coming up.
Nope.
I
Nothing.
thought you was gonna say something about Jack. When he said Jack.
Yeah.
No, but I do want to say rest in peace, Brooks Robinson from the Oilers.
Yes, thank you, Dan.
Brooks Robinson, yeah.
Yes,
18-time, I think, Gold Glove winner. Just absolutely
a bad man at third base.
He was amazing at third base. Him and Mike Schmidt are probably, and I might throw Bill Matlock in there, is three probably the best third basemen I've watched.
Is that because Bill is a Pirate?
He played for the Giants too, but he
I know.
Yeah.
he was a batting. Hey, he was in the.
You right, Kev. He right. Yeah. Dan, go ahead. The Pirates of the Caribbean.
Quit hating. Don't be a hater.
Nah, no haters over here. No haters over here. Rest in peace. Brooks Robinson played for the Orioles. Those Oriole teams back in the late '60s, early '70s, that won a couple of times, and shout out to him that made one of the Orioles' first biggest stars, even though they lost to the Mets in '69, and that World Series. I wasn't around, but the Miracle Mets '69. So rest in peace to Brooks Robinson. Let me move along. It's just not small story, but the NBA. Dame Lillard is finally on the move. He's finally on the move. He's going to the Milwaukee Bucks. I heard so much chatter yesterday and saw so much chatter about how, this is a super team. And I'm like, what are you looking at? I don't understand people. Let me give it to you, Dame Lillard. At the nearly entire, this is from ESPN, entire NBA season of stasis between Portland Trailblazers and Miami Heat superstar point guard Damian Lillard has been traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. The shocker move, a 3-team deal that sent guard Drew Holiday and a 2018 number 1 pick DeAndre Ayton to the Trailblazers and big man Jusuf Nurkic to the Phoenix Suns doesn't just dash the hopes of Heat fans. It creates an even more powerful juggernaut in Milwaukee, led by 2-time MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo, and who now has another All-NBA talent by his side. You heard rumblings and you heard things where Giannis, he was saying that he needs another one, even though they have won a title 2 years ago. With the likes of Drew Holiday and what's my man that got hurt? He got hurt in the playoffs this year.
Middleton,
who got hurt. But understand this, Bucks fans, they ain't don't play no defense. That's not a mystery. It's not a mystery.
D-Dubbz. Defense.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, Dan. Go ahead, Dan.
I was gonna say, so they're adding a third star to their team. Where did this start for NBA teams? Where they started, colluding and getting together and making a trio power group.
I mean, are you talking about the Jackson 5? I mean,
no, I'm talking about the Who. It's a trio.
The
Who?
The Who. You know what I'm talking about. But no, but you're going to see this stuff continue to happen. Guys are getting tired of losing because other teams got 3 guys that are all NBA, and they're going to link up and make these teams. And I mean, Milwaukee was good without them. It just makes Milwaukee a little bit better.
Right.
It's just when you do these things, it's how does this person fit in? And how can we do, get everybody their minutes, get their points, and get them the ball? Because sometimes this shit implodes. You get you guys that are, that are ball hawks that want the ball all the time, and it just doesn't work out. But if you got some guys that are not selfish, then yeah, absolutely it'll work.
Go ahead, D-Dubbz.
Well, this will implode too because this ain't. I don't know what everybody's going crazy about. I mean, Dame It's nice, but Dame is 33 years old. Dame is on the last. He's on a what's that? What how they call it in golf? The last hole.
He's on the back nine.
He's on the back nine.
What, really?
I mean,
33 is fucking old. Really?
bro, in basketball terms, he's
Basketball
not.
years.
Come on now.
Come on, bro. Come on.
Let me go get my walker.
He's not a number one. So that would be Giannis' spot. So he'll be number 2. And I mean, he don't play no defense again. I mean, what are we talking about?
Okay, let's be clear. We're talking about the NBA.
Bro, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
Uh-oh.
They don't play, but when it comes to the
defense.
playoffs, when
I
it gets
saw
down to the
more
nitty gritty,
defense
he's not going to play the defense that you need. I'm just telling you.
Mr. Carter, I have a question. No, I watched the WNBA, the Liberty, and I think was it Connecticut, and then Dallas and the Vegas team the other night. These girls play more defense than I've ever seen in the NBA. Like, they get after it. I mean, that game is so much more physical right now than in the NBA. So the fact that he doesn't play defense doesn't mean a thing, because nobody does. It's one-on-one, clear everybody off, to the other side of the court, and we'll play pick and roll. We'll do this and that. And I mean,
well, I say, okay, you say that now. I don't think so. I think, again, you meet up with a Denver team, and you're gonna see what I'm talking about. I mean, he's not gonna do what I know what people thinking that they see in their mind. I understand what they're saying. They see something else different, but that team, I mean, you still got Boston, you still got Miami.
Yeah.
Other young teams, Cleveland, the Knicks. I mean, we'll see.
Okay, we'll see. Yeah, I know it's a little bit early talking about the NBA, but yeah, the NBA makes some moves. Dame Lillard, like I said, stated before, he pretty much his time was out, and well, he wanted his time to be up, and he wanted to. Yeah.
Yeah,
Dan corrected me.
check, please.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah, and that's just what the NBA culture is. It's unfortunate. Lions are up 7-3 over Green Bay. Games in Green Bay. Couple of things before we get out of here. I want to say the Orioles signed a new 30-year lease deal to stay at Camden Yards. So Oriole fans be happy. 30 years, they're not moving. We've never been to Camden Yards. It's a beautiful, beautiful stadium. Petco Park, the Sports Chasers right there. We're going to try to put something together next year. We're going to do a little stadium tour. We're going to try to put that together. We're going to try, and we're going to tour some stadiums, and check us out, man, as we tour some of the MLB stadiums, man. If you haven't been to Petco Park or Camden Yards, it's a treat in the summertime or anytime. If you're a baseball fan, check out the Orioles. D-Dubb, before we move along, what do you got for us on boxing before we get on out of here?
Big weekend. We got the Charlo, Jamel Charlo versus Canelo Alvarez. So that should be a good treat. And winner of that, man. I mean, if Charlo wins, if he pulls this off, this is going to probably catapult him to another stratosphere, man. As far as boxing concerned, I think if he can pull it off, I don't see it, but I mean, he's moving up 2 weight classes again. That's the biggest thing. Mm-hmm. People say that doesn't mean nothing. He's just as big as Canelo Alvarez, but and we, when you talk about Alvarez, he's on some might say he's on again the back nine, and he's slowing down a little bit, but again, I think boxing fans is going to be in for a treat, and either way it goes, it's going to be a good one. So Saturday night, what's that? MGM, Charlo, Jamel Charlo. He's the first time he's headlining. This is
Headline the
big.
fight.
Yeah, this is big for him. So this, like I said, this is definitely catapult him if he pulls this off. He pulls this upset. This would be an upset. This would send him into. He'll be undisputed in two. Be the second person to be undisputed in two weight divisions.
When
So
we flying out?
That's pretty big, huh?
I said, when we flying out? What
When we
time's
fly,
When's our flight from Charlotte?
hey, I would say let's make that happen, man, because I'm off this weekend. We could do it.
In due time.
Yeah, we could do it.
Due time. Okay, so media passes and head on out to Vegas and hang out. So
Yeah,
man, is that all with boxing, D-Dubb? What you got?
that's everything that's major in boxing, man. I'm not really feeling these heavyweights, man. This Tyson Fury against this other MMA guy.
Well, we said it. They said it. DA and D-Dubb have a boxing thing that they do stand-up show.
I'm just not feeling that you got number ones that's looking to make a fight happen and get money and get paid, and you decided to fight MMA guy who's not,
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul. Please, Dan, don't get me started. I mean, shout outs to them boys, man. They doing that. That's another lane.
They're doing their shit. Let them live.
But
yeah,
stay out the professional realm, because the professionals are trying to do something else different. You guys that's just,
by the sounds of it,
just
professionals don't want to fight professionals.
Dan, that's a whole nother story, and you're right about that. And that's the part of it is actually sickening, because right now it's just about going and getting a paycheck. It's just getting a paycheck right now. It's not about the love of the game, the love of the sport, or any of this. And that's what pretty much all these major league sports leagues, man. So it's kind of disappointing. And I'm long for the old days, but those days are probably over.
Those were the days.
Yeah. Archie Bunker, shout out to Archie.
I can't sing that song now.
Shit, that's the problem with us, man. But I digress.
Oh man, Dan, what we got on hockey, man? I know the preseason, the exhibition season is upon us. Hockey should be with us within the next couple of weeks. I'm excited. I'm geeked. What do you got with hockey?
Sing, Dan, sing.
Oh, I'm ready, bro. Like I told you before we started this, I went through the old yeast stick of fire and found my Penguins preseason game against Buffalo. It's 1-1 after 2. But, there's teams, new players, new, I guess, expectations, like I saw good old Biz was calling out the Rangers as frauds. And he thinks
I'm sorry, Dan. I hate to interrupt you. When you finish that, we need to revisit that Babcock story. Wasn't here last.
No. That was on the back burner.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry.
We did not forget about old Babcock. Don't worry. But there's guys, changing teams. The guys that drafted, like I think it's Nashville, Tampa. Game 1, Pittsburgh, Chicago, and Pittsburgh, game 2, and then is it Seattle and I can't remember the other team. It might be Vegas. Game 3 on I think it's October 10th. That's like the opening night of hockey. So you get Connor Bedard playing against Sidney Crosby, first game of the year. I think it's an 8:00 game.
NHL, you're smart. MLB, maybe you should learn something.
Yeah. I mean, look, when they made this schedule, Chicago wasn't guaranteed Connor Bedard, but as they had the commercial, about the NFL being scripted, maybe, who knows? But I think there's a lot of anticipation and teams that were close made some changes, coaching changes and whatnot. So, like I said, Pittsburgh, like Kyle Dubas came in and pretty much unfucked everything that Ron Hextall did, which the only one guy that's left is Jeff Carter. And I think after that, we're clear of the books of all the bad contracts that he made. So I'm looking forward personally for my Penguins. And then, Patty Kane, he's back on the ice after his hip surgery. He's a free agent. Where's he going to go? Reeves signed with Toronto because apparently they don't want, the 65-year-old Giordano fights for Autham Matthews because he won't do it. He'll start the ship, but he won't do anything about it.
Mm.
You have the old guy coming in on his walker, fighting the guy. But, Toronto's going to be Toronto. They're going to do the same shit they do every year. The real pisser is, guess who's the captain in Boston?
Boston?
That escaped me. Who is it?
Bergeron retired. Krejci
Right.
retired. If you had to pick probably the biggest a-hole in the NHL, who would you pick?
Now?
As far as annoying, the rat that gets under your skin, pisses the other team off.
You got
I'll
a
give you a
couple
hint.
of
He licked somebody.
He licked somebody. Mike Tyson? What?
No,
Yeah,
he didn't
yeah.
bite his ear. He licked it.
Disgusting. Dan, you got me. Go ahead.
Brad Marchand is the captain.
Brad Moore.
Brad Marshall.
Oh, it's gonna be a long year. And on those lines, I don't know what's going on completely. I just saw some articles and reports and whatnot. And look, I'll be the first one to say, as a hockey announcer, I can't fucking stand Jack Edwards. Can't stand him. He's such a homer. But that being said, I saw, a couple articles on him too, where they replaced him with Alex Faust the last couple preseason games. I don't know if it's a medical issue, anything, but it just, I saw a clip where he was just really struggling to do the play-by-play. Like I said, he's annoying as fuck. He's a homer, but never wish that upon anybody. I hope he's doing well. And if there is anything, I hope everything goes well for him. But yeah. Yeah. And then we'll get on to old Mikey Babcock here. So we had talked about this before, and he got hired by Columbus, and I don't even know if they played a preseason game. It might even be before the preseason game.
And he got interviewed by the Rangers. Thank God.
But, we talk about this in football, basketball, baseball, and even hockey. When shit goes down that isn't appropriate, the whole thing that happened in Chicago with the Blackhawks and the trainer and the young players and all that stuff. I'm in the camp of, if you knew and you didn't speak up, you have no place in the business. Mm-hmm. I don't care. With it was the athletic trainer with the Olympic gymnastic team. No, you should never be back. And that's kind of my feeling on this kind of situation, because this wasn't the first time something of this nature happened with him.
Right.
And I will say this: if you ever had a doubt or want to know anything about how Mike Babcock is with players, if you ever get the chance to sit down with Mike Commodore and to ask him these questions, absolutely do, because he will give you the 411, because he knows. He's lived it. He's been through it. And I've seen him on different podcasts talk about this, his own podcast or wherever he does. When you call people into the office and say, hey, give me your iPhone, unlock it so I can go through your phone, or
crazy
asking me, hey, show me these things. like, I get there's some sort of, hey, I'm new, I want to get to know you. But
Not like that, sir.
do you need a picture to know that? Like, we could sit down and we could talk.
Yeah.
Hell, if you really want to know my family, pick a time in your office. I'll bring, the wife and the kids, and we'll, you bring your wife and kids, or, whatever, and we'll sit down, we'll get to know each other. But like, the stories I was hearing about this, and like,
It's a little weird, Dan. It's a little weird.
Yeah, Biz caught a lot of shit for breaking.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
And so did Whitney. And like, look,
they thought Biz had an axe to grind with this guy,
nah.
which he was just reporting.
I don't know that Biz ever played for this guy, but he knows what it's like to be a fringe player. Like, his thing is he had to fight to stay in the league.
Right.
And he's not a huge guy. He's a big guy, and he's a hell of a fighter. And like, he made a good, living and career in the hockey world as a fighter, but he wasn't a third line guy. He was a 4-minute, 5-minute guy that went out and beat the shit out of somebody that took advantage of one of your players. Mm-hmm. He was kind of like the cop on the ice. He policed the other team from being dumb and doing stupid stuff and trying to, take advantage of your players.
Right.
And he caught a ton of crap for this. But, as more time and more things came out, why do you think that he resigned before even coaching a game for Columbus? Maybe, was there more stuff that was going to come out that they wanted to silence? I mean, I get it was going to be a distraction through the season if he did coach. But, there's been distractions in all sports of all type of different players. Think about, when Michael Vick came back from what he dealt with. He still got a chance. He still played.
Yeah.
But they just got this guy off. He's like, nope, you're out. Bye. Resign. Do what you got to do, because you're not. So, like, anytime that young players feel like they're getting taken advantage of, or that kind of situation, or bullied or whatever, that has no place.
Mm-hmm.
All of us have, jobs and go to work. Can you imagine if like that was your work environment? Doing what we,
actually, no.
I could think about it being my former work. yeah, I could think about that.
We're all kind of in the same neighborhood of jobs.
Yeah,
yes.
I feel you.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And you just come into work one day, and your your supervisor goes, "Hey, let me see your phone." And I'm like, hey, "No, fuck you."
Yeah,
not happening. That has nothing. My phone has nothing to do with how I do my job.
Nope.
It's creepy. It's weird. It's intrusive.
Well. If you're involved in something.
No. I just think it's just weird that's the route you go.
Yeah.
To learn about your players.
Oh, definitely, man. I mean, that's not. Not professional.
Let's go play 18 holes, and we can bullshit the entire time.
Yeah.
We got 3-4 hours that we can talk. It just, I don't know.
Yeah, so true.
And from the days when he was in Detroit, the days when he was in Toronto, I was never a huge fan of this dude. He had that resting bitch face where he just seemed pissed off all the time. And because I want to say that was he? I'm trying to think who the coach. He might have been the coach when it was Modano's like 1,000th game, and he scratched him for no reason.
Mike Modano.
Yeah, other than so he couldn't play. I'm like, yeah. So
resting B face.
Yep. He's always mad. At least it looks that way.
Oh, sourpuss.
Season's upon us. October, I think 10th it is. So we got like a week and a half, 2 weeks, and we're going to get it. And like I said, I'm trying to watch as much hockey as I can already. Like I said, I'm scouring the stick to find the preseason Penguin games. Thank God that, because there's so many new guys on my team. It's going to take me a week to figure out who's who.
Yeah.
Hockey fans, make sure y'all get your hockey stuff ready. And we're ready. Got our main man, Danny Hockey Dude. He's ready here to give you hockey every week. So make sure also, we're gonna do a couple of standalone shows like how we did in the summer for those that really want to dive into hockey. And we're gonna get into that, man. So but anything I missed, I think I covered it all. The Cowboys signed former Bengals first round pick here. They signed the Dallas Cowboys that added so much needed depth on their offensive line. The first round pick Billy Price has been added to the practice squad. Dallas looks like they need some stuff with replace Diggs. I don't know how they replace Diggs, but
yeah, I don't know. It's hard to replace that type of talent, man. So
yeah,
100%. They're just gonna next man up. That's how it's always been. So next man got to step up. So you're not going to hear cry for me. I'm not crying for you guys at all. It happens.
Next man up, man. Next man up. Dan had to step away from it. Oh, Dan's back.
Sorry.
Yeah, a lot of things going on. With college football that's coming up this week. I don't see any promising. Might be one of those things again. Well, of course, the hot story.
Oh, I know what's going to be. It's going to be a sleeping Saturday afternoon for me. That's because I already know what's going to happen. We already know.
Wait for the 7:30 games.
Yeah, basically. Go ahead, go get me some wings and get some beer and yeah.
Oh, let me just before we get on out of here, let me just run down the rankings here according to college. It's called CBS Sports. AP 25. You got Georgia 1, Michigan 2, Texas 3, Ohio State, Florida State, Penn State, Washington, USC is number 8. Oregon is number 9. They jumped up a little bit. Utah's 10. Notre Dame is 11. Down 2. Alabama. Alabama's 12. LSU is 13. Oklahoma is 14. Excuse me. Yeah, 14. North Carolina is 15. Washington State is 16. Duke is 17. University of Miami is 18. Oregon State, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Florida, Missouri, Kansas City, Fresno State. That's the AP top 25.
Texas plays what? Kansas State this week?
I'll have to pull it up here.
I think so.
Yes, that's going to be a very good game. Yes. That's going to be a very, very good game. Some of the games mentioned that might be good this.
I can tell you that USC game is going to be a let's ride game. Let's ride to 70.
I wasn't even going to mention it.
70 or 80?
Dude.
That game is at 12 p.m.
I think the USC is better than Oregon. And it could get ugly fast.
Oh, this is my man Caleb Williams, right? Caleb Williams is on this.
Yeah, the number 1 pick.
Here's the question.
Sure.
So we know Colorado is kind of undersized and whatnot.
Big time.
Greatly undersized.
But they got a great motivator and someone who can get them to play with their heart and, overcome some of that talent issue. But this is the bounce back game. After getting drubbed by Oregon, what do you do when you play another top team? Like, if they keep this close, kudos to them, even if they lose.
Did you say great motivator?
Deion? Yes. He gets those guys to play.
Except for that 5-star
Nope.
McLean guy, but
well, go ahead, address that since you brought it up.
I mean, I'm just reading that they got this 5-star cornerback that's I believe it's corner that's on the bench, and he
transferred from the University of Miami, came here, and Deion basically said that, hey, he's not putting that work in. He's not checking out film and
okay. So who's that on? Is it the motivator or is it the player?
Oh no, it's 100% the player.
Okay.
But
Absolutely.
people were mad at that. No, Dan, I agree with you. I think
I'm just replying to
oh,
D-Dubbz.
D-Dubbz, yeah. I think Coach Sanders, Coach Prime, man, he absolutely is a master motivator, man.
Yeah.
What he
You
does.
You can tell a rock to move all day, but if the rock don't move, it's on the rock.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, let me go to some of those notable games. Texas and Kansas are hooking up. That game is at 3:30. You're gonna want to Kansas and Texas at 3:30 on ABC. You're gonna definitely want to check that out. If you're college football, LSU against Ole Miss. That's at 6:00. Of ranked opponents, LSU is 13, Ole Miss is 20, and that's pretty much all I see. Well, no, Notre Dame plays Duke. That's going to be interesting.
That'll be because
That's going to be interesting.
I'm pulling for Duke. Right? I'm playing for Duke.
Yeah, I'm pulling for Duke, and I think that game's in Durham. Duke can make that thing interesting, man. So, D-Dubbz has a love and affinity for the Charlotte 49ers. They travel down to Dallas to face SMU.
That's gonna be an L. Yeah. Shout out to Coach Biff. Coach Biff is doing his thing, man. He's doing his thing, bro. Yeah.
Pitt visits. They go to Blacksburg, Virginia, to face Virginia Tech.
That's an L.
Hey, we just tell the truth. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what we do on this show. We tell like it is, yo. We don't sugarcoat stuff. Nah, it is what it is. And my alumni, Purdue, faces Illinois. We should beat Illinois. So, shout out to the University of Purdue, man. Anyway, we're gonna get on out of here, man. Remember to like, click, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you also on the podcast side and the sound of my voice. Make sure you give us that 5-star review. And give us those comments, love us, hate us, whatever in between. Make sure you get at us. We're trying to grow this thing. Hey, also, if you want to donate, we take donations, man. Super chats and the super chats here on YouTube. Make sure you hit us up. We're taking all donations. We appreciate you, those that have donated before and that wants to donate now. So if you hit that super chat button on the YouTube, we have the ability to accept donations, man. So thank you so kindly for your donations. We appreciate your kindness and your benevolence. So with that said, we're going to get on out of here. Before we do that, we got our things that we do. Parting shots. I'll give it to D-Dubbz. D-Dubbz, what you got before we get
parting shots, man. Yo, if you're interested in boxing, man, good boxing match this weekend. So with that being said, everybody enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the NFL, college football, everything that's coming. NHL is coming. MLB postseason is coming. So October is here. So just enjoy, have a good time. Nothing heavy, Kev. And everybody be safe.
Gotcha. Dan, what you got for us?
Kind of like piggyback off of D-Dubbz. Shout out to Mikey, the angry one, Eric, and DA. Miss you guys. But we're hitting the pinnacle of the good time.
The good time.
All the sports running. You got the playoffs in baseball. Hockey's coming back. Our basketball will be back soon. We got football. We got college football. Man, yeah, it's just a good time.
Love October.
Yeah, it's not like we're having to just watch one sport and fill it in with beach volleyball all summer long because there's nothing else on. But it's good times. Mm-hmm. And everyone stay safe. Enjoy your weekend.
Gotcha. Thank you, Dan. Dan is right. October, when when the leaves change colors, gets a little brisk. You have to put on the windbreaker or the light coat. 50 degrees. I'm just nice fantasizing by it because I don't get that where I'm at. So
yeah.
But nah, shout out to like Dan said, the culmination of all the sports coming together in October. It's going to be pretty interesting. I don't have anything. Shout out to our guest Deb Whitcas for coming through. for blessing us again to come through and holler at us about football. And she's doing her thing with the Chargers. I so much appreciate her, for, hanging out with us, man. So kudos to her. Thank you, Deb. I appreciate you so much. To the crew that's missing tonight, we got the DA. DA, thank you, sir. Mike Mills and the Angry One. Miss you guys, but I'm pretty sure we'll see you on the upcoming show. So remember, we have the Gridiron College football show that comes on every Sunday. Every Sunday, make sure you check us out. We're in for like 30 minutes. We talk about what happened on the past Saturday with college football, 10 a.m. Eastern, before your NFL day starts. And then we got our second season of Fourth and Short, where we talk about the NFL games on the past Sunday. We give, a little analysis, a little deep dive of what happened on Sunday. Make sure you check us out, where we can give our attention, all of our attention to the NFL, man. But hey, man, this has been really, really great show, man. Thank you for those that have listened, who have I saw a couple of notifications come up. Thank you for those who was liking, clicking, and subscribing. Thank you. Tell somebody, share the podcast with somebody. If you really, really, really down and want some really authentic sports talk, we here. We ain't going nowhere. We love this. We love what we're doing, man. So listen, on behalf of myself, I'm Kevin O. Warren, your host and moderator, for Daryl D-Dubbz Warren, for Dan the Hockey Dude, for all the other guys, for James the Angry One, Warren, for Mike Mills, and for Dorian D.A. Albright, man. This is the Sports Chasers podcast. Excuse me. Be good, be blessed. Hey, we'll see you on Sunday morning, man. Be good and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Peace.